we keeping this thing going with Money Maker March, man, on March Madness with March. You know what I mean? We keeping it going right now. Episode 4. Stephen A. Stylz, Dane, Biggz, A.March in the building, man. We keeping it going, man. And the real topic of today is something I know is going to shock everybody. But the question of the day is, can we finally get away from the male-female war that's going on right now, and what will it take for us to get things back to normal? How can we get away from the male and female war, and what will it take to get things back to normal?
Can I start?
You can absolutely start, brother.
You the man.
One thing I got to say, from Dr. March's words, he told me, son, when y'all had these breakups, y'all got all this making up, breaking up, and all this arguing, and all you gonna come over my house for 2 days because you mad at her. You got the failure to communicate. And that is the main problem with us young Native brothers and our Native women. We have failure to communicate all the time with how we feel, what we think, and we do too much of the comparison things. Comparing a person to anything in your past and anybody else's stuff gonna always make you miserable because you're comparing to somebody else. Mm-hmm. So no woman wanna hear that how this broad used to do you, or the chick, or the other girl, or the other baby mama, or the first wife, or the second wife. Yeah, my second wife used to handle all them taxes and shit. Then you gonna do these types. You done put yourself in the doghouse.
Yeah.
With that statement. And that's me, I'm talking about myself. So I ain't gonna talk about you. Anytime I did that, I'm in the doghouse. Mm-hmm. March is a little bit more meaner at work. He's a little bit more stressed out.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more backed up. He's a little just not himself, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get all this smiling and all this happiness. Because she's doing what my man Armstrong said. He said, March, look, you're a big ass man. You're 6'3". You're 200 and something pounds. It's only one way to get your attention. She got to take that thing from you. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? They got power and a lot. Like, they can stop cooking for you, bro. If my girl stop cooking for me or something and don't want to feed me, I think she don't love me no more.
Yeah.
Cause that's how part of the way these girls get us. Like, eating is showing you the love. She ain't cooking for you. Don't care if you ate today. She don't love you no more. I'm telling my son, she don't feed you. She don't pack you a lunch. Don't even ask you if you ate anything. She don't send you $10 if you was left up to eat. Mm-hmm. The girl don't care about you, boy.
Man.
She don't care about you because you care about your girl. Make sure she eat. And you don't even do all that cooking and all that. You just try to make sure you a good friend. It's simple, dog. It's simple. I think we make it a little bit more harder on ourselves because we always trying to be perfect, man. Ain't no perfect nothing. Mm-hmm. You learn that, man, by hanging with married people. Married people will tell you the truth.
Yep.
He be like, Dad, he said, my cousin said, you're 3B thing, because I said, you know, you want to keep a man happy. And I believe this. My wife heard it. Back rub, BJ, and breakfast. And it don't matter which order. The 3 B's will keep a lot of young women happy because they don't have to worry about their man cheating on them. Mm-hmm. See? And they don't have to worry about, where you getting that from. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you just hit them with the, you always want that crap, well, now you leaving the door open for him to be missing some shit that he might have never ever had to miss. Mm-hmm. He picked you. But he picked you over the one girl that might have been something that he never had to go without. Mm-hmm. Don't make these niggas miss that shit all the time because that's your job. Just like you don't want me to be had to be told to take no trash out. We never got right. Do I need to tell you, you got to tell me that the rent coming and I got to give you the rent? Right. If we got the rent money, I got to give you the rent. Now I gotta start telling you bring toothpaste and toilet paper in this motherfucker and shit.
Yeah, you don't gotta do that.
Then your mama bring the Costco the paper towels in and shit. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, come on, y'all. Mm-hmm. It's simple. Mm-hmm. And I think we are better at gender roles than a lot of old school men. We'll do some dishes, not feel like a girl in the house. One of my first jobs, dishwasher at the restaurant. Hated the shit, but now it pays off for her. She come home, ain't no dishes in there. Cause I don't like my girl coming home with no dishes. When her son was alive, I was like, man, you know, we can at least do her one favor. I'll do the dishes. You got the trash. Mo might got the vacuum. Now she come home to a clean house. Now she gonna what? At least want to cook our black ass. That's all. That's teamwork.
Teamwork.
But the comparing, I think that's the main thing. The failure to communicate is when we always arguing, dog. Somebody got to shut up. So I learned that because I always be talking. You know, all my exes will say, you talk too much and you always right. And at the end of the day, when they start calling me boss, that made me feel bad. Now, and if she say I'm being your whooping post or doormat, that made me feel bad. That let me know I'm doing something make your feelings not feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So niggas gotta just check themselves, bro. Cause your girl ain't gonna check you the way you need to be checked. She gonna take shit away. Alright, well I ain't doing that no more. Man, who don't want certain things to be given to them, dog? He's gonna taking our toys away and shit. Now I'm in here looking at, you know, something on TV I should be doing with you, and God don't want me doing that.
Right.
And then when you finally do want to give me that jump, if I'm really watching this shit and violating myself, oh man, I ain't be no good for you. And you gonna think I'm cheating on you. Cause you bitches are crazy. You gonna think you're cheating on her. And she might go do that shit to you because these motherfuckers emotional. And that's how we have failure to communicate.
Failure to communicate.
Up. I know it's hard shit, bro. Best thing you do is hang around some old heads that's really married and get you some married friends when y'all really try to be together. You gotta hang with the motherfuckers doing the same thing you doing.
True.
That's all I got.
Bro,
That's real, bro.
I say,
Cause that's what's helping me stay with me and my girl Sonya. You know, she got me. You know, she's a little older than me and shit, but she helped me like mature. Cause some of the shit I put my child mode through, I ain't had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to say that to her. I ain't had to do that to her. I ain't had to be that mean. I ain't had to be right all the time. I had the money and all that, man, but who cares when when the motherfuckers take that baby up out your house and take them damn pictures and walk their ass down the street and get a different apartment because you said, oh, you don't like it here? Maybe we can help you get your own. No, if I love my family, maybe I should say, well, you don't like it here, maybe I can fix some shit around here. Instead of the male ego and pride got in the way, and you might say, man, well, if you take my daughter, I'll make another daughter. Well, that's some mean shit. And she might want to call you bluff, nigga. I ain't had a kid since though. You feel me? So you gotta eat that. But she got a new one. You feel me? She gotta eat that too. It ain't mine. So we gotta eat these shits. Failure to communicate, nigga. That shit sucks. If you really let it suck. Cause you real ride will have another nigga marry the girl you was supposed to be with, or you'll be the nigga walking down and her homegirls, that's supposed to be you. I don't know want my girl that's my wife to hear that from no bitch. I want my wife to be like, man, I love that nigga cause he, you know what I'm saying? Now since we got this shit together, we everything, you know? I don't want her to be over here. That was supposed to be you with Dane. You fucked that up. Cause you always wanted to be out 3 in the morning with me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you feeling like that.
Right.
I don't want to be the nigga be like, yeah, dog, that's supposed to be you, dang, but you was over here.
I've been that nigga.
Fucking off, you know. Being Dane Biggz. You know. Bigger nigga can't get no bigger. Because our ego's gonna be the death of us. We have to let that junk go, you know. That ego, man, that pride, that shit ain't right.
That's what's up.
It's the devil working on you. Cause he know how to get in there. He know what you don't want no broad to say. He know what you don't want nobody to know. And he knows, and he gonna get that girl that information. Cause y'all love. He don't want nothing close to no Judeo-Christian household. He don't want no man and woman trying to be together, unified in the house. That's what the devil is despised of. He wants you to have all the hoes that you want.
Yeah.
He wants you to do all the shit that you really that goes away from you being unified with that right person, dog. He's against everything God's for, dog. That means marriage. That means like a happy man.
Right.
And coming home with food on the table and the kids that listen. He'd rather the kids don't listen. That bitch is cheating.
Yeah.
You're out there on the wind. Your passport blowing with
that's
us,
facts.
you know?
Yeah.
Because the shit you gonna do, the little breakup. Oh man, it's a lot of niggas passport ready. My passport over here, but if I go with you, Steve, I need y'all niggas to know I ain't doing like he did when he was like
we ain't gonna
out here on that thug shit.
Can't let you.
I know how to have fun. I know we gonna have fun. Still gonna dance. Still gonna do that. But I'm not going down there to be Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm going to have more money and fun than all y'all niggas if y'all go down tricking. Because tricking costs money, dog.
It do.
But fun don't cost nothing. I need to go to that beach, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're going to chill up, man. We're going to have a ball. And we're going to see the same pretty girls that we was going to see.
Yeah.
And they going to dance. And they going to shake. But they ain't going to be able to say, yeah, I March.
Yeah.
That's and my girl gotta be happy about that because a lot of brothers couldn't get that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of youngins out just jump. A lot of them jumps, man.
Yeah. That's real shit, man.
But now I say, damn, I feel good now that we getting a little older. I can say I'm glad the ones I did lay with, them girls are special, man. So I ain't just go tapping on any and every little thing, bruh. And a lot of them jumps be like reminding you was a good brother, you know what I'm saying? Especially when they 10, 20 years removed and it's like, damn man, you still was like one of the best niggas I ever talked to, or you was the only one that, you know, they was no good brothers, man.
I think a lot of people get
don't got a good brother no more.
Yeah.
We good brothers, man. Even with the breakup, man, some of them girls, they be like, man, I was the reason why we broke up, because I was a bitch. I was mean. I was always cheating on that nigga, and he just knew some shit wasn't right. So, but the God wouldn't let me catch you, but I just kept praying to him for signs, and you just kept leaving signs around this motherfucker. That's what I had. I'm like, dear Lord, I know can't never catch this motherfucker, but if you just, dear Lord, if you just give me 3 signs, I said, give me 3 signs, and we're not going to be together.
Let's stay towards the actual question, which is, what can we do to get away from this male-female war? Like, this shit been going on. I feel like this, all right, we done heard it for the last 5 years. We done got it from Kevin Samuels and his teams. We done listened to all these other podcasts from men and women. We done heard how both sides feel.
Yeah.
Men have made some very valid points. Women have made some very valid points. I don't even want to argue no more whether who's right, who's wrong, because both sides make valid points.
Right.
My question is, when can we end the shit? And what do we need to do to just say, hey, look, we need each other? That's what it really boils down to, humility. My personal opinion. I don't believe that we need to stick around fighting who's right, what's right, what dynamic is right versus this person's belief system. Where's the humility on either side? We as men, we can't keep victimizing the women for being beautiful. That's how God made them. And we know they didn't do that upon themselves. They got that blessing from God.
Right.
Women have to understand that our value gets better as we age. So being a young nigga, baby, okay, well technically, sweetheart, it's okay for me to be broke right now. Technically, I don't have to be a young rich nigga trying to impress you, because I'm still trying to figure out who I am. and you telling me I need to be a millionaire at 23, but you pretty, but that's all you got. You know what I mean? So you making me feel bad because I don't have millions yet. Well, I'm 23 years old, working 2 jobs, and I make more than you. I mean, if you really just want to keep it green, but you trying to shame me because I'm not the projection that you got in your mind about being a young rich dude. When can we just throw all this garbage in the trash and say, you know what? I'm gonna meet you where you at, you meet me where I'm at, and let's build something for real. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is not for the people who don't want to build nothing. If you want to be out there honing and tricking and doing all that, man, do that. But for those of us that's mature, didn't seen the game, that been through women, that been through the game,
up and downs,
and you ready for some real change, how much more knowledge and information do we need about each other to say, at the end of the day, we still fucking need each other?
Yeah.
Ain't no side gaining more ground. If we really being honest, if we really being honest,
we were just fighting for nothing.
Ain't no side gaining more ground than the next, because both sides are making valid points. I hear the women. I understand where they coming from. Yeah, you should not be with a man that you don't believe can lead your household. But it is also your responsibility to know how to pick too.
And how to help lead.
And how to help build the man up. Look, if we talked about this, we talked about this in some of our earlier episodes. When I was saying it's hard for me to trust you, Dane, because you always working. Well, sweetheart, listen, if you understand how I'm built as a man, and you know that I love you, then you know my one of the best ways I know how to express my love is to work and to make sure that you're taken care of.
Right.
That is one of the only ways I know how to show. It's not the only way,
Right.
but it's just one of my ways.
Right.
Where I say, baby, as long as I'm doing this, you're always going to be protected.
Yeah.
Now, it is your job to appreciate what I am doing, because you build me up. You give me the energy to keep going. If you come and rub my back and say, baby, I see how hard you work today, not only is that going to fuel me up, it's going to say she appreciate what I do. And now, I'm going to get this rest, I'm going to get this loving, I'm going to get all this, but guess what I'm about to do? I'm going to go back out there, and I'm going to be ready to do it again.
Yeah.
We have taken the advice of people who don't even represent us well in this dating love category thing, and we overly listen to them, we overly subscribe, we overly believe in every little minutia of a plan that they come up with for us, and at some point, young, we need to fucking stop and just say, hey, what about this fits my life? Not everything we ingest and getting from these social media people don't even apply to our lives for real. It's just information that sounds good. Oh damn, I agree with that. That's kind of nice, but it don't really apply to us.
What is the source?
And it's not even directed for us for real. It's just information.
Yeah.
It's just information that put out there that you can say you can relate to. I could agree to that, but it don't necessarily apply to me. And I feel like just this, I'm gonna end with this because I want to hear how you feel. The main thing I feel like we are missing is humility. It's not love. Men can love at the drop of a dime. Women can love at the drop of a dime. It's not the love that we missing. It's humility. It's to say, I'm willing to meet you where you at. I see your good. I see your bad. I see where I could be of value in your life. I see where you could be of value in my life. But we don't have the humility to say, I'm willing to thug it out with you though. It's only conditional. Well, if you don't make me happy, and happiness fades, my nigga, that comes and goes. That goes in ebbs and flows.
You said it right there. If you don't make me happy, it's your job.
It's your job. It's my job.
Your damn job make you happy.
To bust my ass, and I gotta make you happy.
Not all the time. Because we're human beings, nigga. Nobody knows how to do that.
We can't do that. We can't. We don't have humility as a society.
It's hard.
Even in dating. And I'm just saying the solution, my personal opinion, I believe the solution is having humility. I think if you got the humility, you can build something real. If you don't, we're going to have another 5 years of the next Kevin Samuels and the next
Chick, no.
Tonight's Conversation group coming along giving women all this bullshit. I mean, listen, they so disrespectful with it now. They admitting that they cheating on people's husbands. I mean, people, you know, they admit now that they out there sleeping with people.
Cool.
And they normalizing adultery. They normalizing all this stuff. Yeah. And it's embarrassing to watch,
just
dog.
Swinging
really
like
is, you know?
open relationships, swinging.
So I'm gonna end with that. I'm gonna say my take is we need to have more humility. I want to hear what my brother has to say because I know you coming with something.
Well, from my perspective, right, because both of you have experience in relationships. You being married, March, right?
Trying to get to it. Yep.
I mean, you know,
definitely.
Fiance, right? And you being in long-term relationships. As far as relationships, or if we're speaking to the question of the gender war, right? The war between men and women. I think it has to do with everything both of you said. With communication, right? That's key with any dynamics, right? If there is a war, right? There is a war. If you can admit that there is we all can see that there is a gender war, right?
Battle of the sexes.
Right. It is a battle of the sexes, and it's been more so within the last 10 years than it has ever been, right? Women are in more masculine positions, whether you talking about the workforce or you talking about just being at home. You know, they have been demanded to do certain things that a man's supposed to do, right? And then with other agendas being pushed, the man being a man and being more masculine, which he naturally is, it's really no feminine or masculine energy. It's more so like you're a man, you're a woman. So, but the roles are being reversed, right? So that's where the war is, when people can't just let a woman be a woman and let a man be a man, and we come together, which is how it's supposed to be. But when, again, something you said earlier, when the devil get involved, he don't want that, right? So we're going to tear this apart. We're going to tear this apart because that's what God original's purpose is for us to be. I created you in this way. I created you this way. We are not the same. I didn't create you the same. Women and men are not the same. We are created differently. But we both have roles to play for this to work. And if that is supposed to work in the way that it does work, we know throughout our human history it works that way. The nemesis of it all, who started the war, is the devil, right? So if we understand that that's where that war has started and has continued up until this point, and these things can't be fixed by each other. We cannot fix the war. We cannot stop it, right? Because that would mean all of us collectively, every human being on earth collectively, would have to be on the same page. And when does that ever happen?
Right.
Never.
Right.
So, with that being said, if we're speaking for our community, or we're just speaking for men and women in general, because for the examples you have, like a Kevin Samuels or these other podcasts, or even just people before you had the opportunity to even go online to get some type of advice, you would have to go to your grandparents or your parents, right, or your people that's around, and you have to look at the examples like Aaron said, the couples that are already married, or your grandparents has been married for 20, 30, 40 years. They have 8, 9 kids. You see what, for a female, if you're growing up, you go to them and say, how are you happy, Grandma? How are you happy? You're not going to be happy every day. There's no way. Right? So if you speak to those elderly people, those people that's older, that have life experiences, you take from them, and they say, you got to communicate, baby. Right? You got to communicate. So you take that from them. Your grandfather might say, hey, you got to be humble, youngin'. You got to have some humility. You got to understand that it's always going to be more money out there. Somebody got more money than you. Somebody got something better than you. You ain't the most.
They gonna have.
It ain't not one person that's the most handsome on the planet. It ain't not one person that's more richer than everybody. It's not one person that's more healthier than everybody. Everybody is imperfect. We all making mistakes. We all making choices throughout the whole duration of your life. You got to be humble about it.
Yeah.
You got to show appreciation for your life and for the people around you. Right? You got to communicate with the people around you. You got to be honest. Now, especially when we dealing with the opposite sex. Right? If you're dealing with a woman, you got to be honest, and she got to be honest with you. Y'all, that's
transparency.
That's transparency. So communication is the first key. Because if we not communicating, none of this shit work. Right? If you not having no humility, then that communication ain't even gonna make no difference. Right? If you're not showing appreciation for me and you, that humility ain't even gonna mean nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So they all trickle down. Right? It starts with, I think it does have it's a huge difference between what you believe in and what you don't. Right? Because if you have a woman or a man that believes, I was born, I know I'm about to touch something touchy, but it is what it is. I was born liking the same sex. If you believe that, right, then you are going to, your upbringing and how you think, and it's a tug of war thing right now, because it don't really make sense. Because in the sense of, you a baby, you're not thinking about the same sex when you a baby.
Right.
You're not thinking about none of that when you 2, when you 4, when you 5, when you 7, when you 8, when you 10. You don't start thinking about the same sex or opposite sex until later on in life. Right? So for somebody to say, I was born this way, or I was already, I've been attracted to, the same sex since I was a kid.
Right.
That's a
bit much.
That's a bit much, right? But that's where a part of the gender war starts. It starts in what's around you. So if somebody is telling you, yeah, that's okay, right? Yeah, that's okay for you to think like that, and not to say it's okay for you to think, because people got all kinds of thoughts, but it's the action that is what makes the difference, right? So if someone says, yeah, it's okay for you to kiss a woman, and you're a woman, or it's okay for you to kiss a man and you're a man. If that's your belief system, you done started a gender war right there, early, right? So the war starts early, and it depends on your background and what them people around you believe in. Now, if they have a structure of what they believe in, like your grandparents did, like my grandparents did, they say, baby, this is how it is. This is how I got to this point. I got 5 kids. Me and your grandfather been married. He get on my goddamn nerves. But I love that man to death. And this is how I'm happy at this point. Right? But if you say, you take a grandma that says, I only got 1 kid, I had you, And then I focused on my career for the rest of my life. And by the time she 70, 80, she don't got no husband. She in a home because you got one kid and you unhappy and your daughter ain't got time to take care of you like that. Them women be unhappy. Yep. Them men that be single for all that time, they don't got no family, they be unhappy. They be miserable. And then that war, that gender war has stayed that way because this man unhappy. He treat people like shit. He talk to people any kind of way he want to. He just don't want to be around nobody. Don't want nobody want to be around him. Same thing as the woman. She old, she grumpy, she mean. She throw bleach on people when they come up the goddamn steps.
Damn.
She not all there.
Yeah.
She ain't happy. She ain't never been happy. You know why?
Can't keep a man, don't want a man. I don't need a man.
All of that because that gender war that she was in, that separation, that she's way more masculine because she wanted to put her career first. That's a trait that a man. That's why the workforce is dominated by men. That's why all of the construction and everything built in this on the planet is by men, because we dominate that position. That's why we're built. We were born this way. We were born stronger physically because we are able to build things. A woman is born to have children, right? So that's what's going to make you happy. That's what's going to make you fulfilled. That's what's going to make you feel like a woman.
And be fruitful.
Is having a child, right? And the best way to have a child is to get a husband, get married. Now you have many children as you want.
Now you got a family.
Now you can have as much sex as you want.
Now you got a family.
Now you got a family. Now you happy. Now you're 80 years old.
Every woman want to take care of her.
They want to take care. They want to take care of somebody. That's a part of who you are.
She wants to take
She
care
wants
of her
to.
life.
It's a part of her.
And
she can't help it.
It's like having a Barbie house, you know. Like you got your stuff here. She wants everything laid out.
She wants it all laid out.
And she wants it laid out the way she wants it laid out. See?
Yeah.
She might say how grandma laid that shit out and auntie over there, but when it gets to her Barbie house,
I want this a little bit different.
She want this shit on the second floor.
I want this a little bit different, Grandma. I want this a little bit different, auntie.
On the first floor.
Right.
And then my baby's gonna be over here on this floor.
Yeah.
And we gonna have this outside.
Yeah.
She got that shit.
Every
little girl got
she
that.
Got it.
And every big woman had that jump.
They got it.
Like Hugh Hefner said, yo, I see no matter what color, size, skinny, whatever, every woman got a Playboy bunny in her.
Yeah.
Some dudes can see that. And you be like, how he get with her? What he see in her? He sees his everything in that junk. You don't see shit, because that ain't what you want.
Yeah.
But some girls say the same thing about us. Man, what you think? What you like about him? I see my motherfucking dream house getting built, nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, that's the difference between a woman that believes in her man and one that don't. You know what I'm saying? And to tie into one of your points that I didn't mention, we got to put the guns down.
Yeah.
We the one. We the ones that somebody got to disarm.
Yeah.
Somebody, like you said, somebody got to shut up. At the end of the day,
that's me.
Look, if you with somebody, when you put the gun down, they still shooting at you. That's crazy. Get away from her. I don't even
help it.
I didn't put the gun down. Stop talking trash, and you still shooting?
Yeah, but
you still shooting?
But that's the thing, though. We able to take it.
Yeah.
And she's realistically, you a man, she a woman. She's supposed to be able to keep shooting.
Until she feel bad that she got hit.
Because look, that's where I was going. Because most of the time, women don't apologize, right?
They don't apologize.
But what they will do, if you just be quiet and you just give her a hard look, like, okay, you shooting at me right now, and I recognize it, and it's penetrating,
and you still shooting,
and you still shooting, and you just say, all right, cool, and you go on about your business. I guarantee 9 out of 10 women, they're going to start to cry and going to say, damn, like,
let me put this gun down.
Let me put this gun down.
Stop shooting.
And they might not apologize, but they might go make you a sandwich and gonna bring it up to you and say, I made this for you.
You still mad at me?
You still mad at me?
I got some motherfucking hamburger help on the stove.
something. She might not
I don't know if
apologize.
you're hungry, but this is
I got
shit
some
out
motherfucking
here.
hamburger.
She might not apologize.
Yeah.
But she gonna do something because she feel
You
bad.
got
Because
gas.
she know.
You got
Because she
gas
know.
from mom.
She know
Something, right?
She know.
I was just shooting. I was just shooting this nigga's chest open.
I would say some shots.
I just shot this nigga in the foot, the knee, everything,
The neck,
all of that. I just lit his ass up.
and he ain't said a
he
goddamn
ain't
word.
said
Nigga
nothing.
took more than Tupac and motherfucking 50 Cent. just now.
Come on, man.
And he ain't saying nothing.
This nigga's
That's
over here
what I'm-
playing this
but-
game.
but-
and he ain't even
But and
know
it's
something.
because we can take it. Now, imagine if you shoot back one time.
Oh man.
It's done.
You fucked, bro.
You
said,
done.
You said what?
You said
You done.
I am
You done.
done.
You done.
Done with you.
You done.
You had the nerve to say
But-
this.
but-
that shit
but-
could have been true, and you could have
And,
said
oh,
it real nice.
and most of the time, niggas ain't gonna say nothing that ain't true.
And listen, at this point,
You
it
can say
is
some
true.
shit that's
That's
real
all
true.
you
At
think
this
of
point,
me.
it
That
is true.
shit.
At this point, it is true.
So it's a shot. Look, so it's like this. It's I give you an example, right? Because we both got baby mothers, right? My baby mothers one of my baby mothers, what she used to do is what I would figuratively I would say, or metaphorically I would say, she just stabbed me with a toothpick, right? She would take jabs at me all the time, just little jabs. But after a while, she realized, that's 100 toothpicks. I can just boop, boop, and I'm like, all right, do it. If you try to jab me with a toothpick right now, I'm gonna feel it. It's gonna sting, but the toothpick gonna break, right? Because of my skin, right? So if she just keep hitting me with a toothpick, boop, hit me with another one, boop, just keep jabbing me, boop, just keep jabbing me and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I got 100 toothpick holes in me. When a toothpick don't work, she use a sword, right? Let me use a little shank now. Let me try this one, Let me try this one, Stab me here, cut me here. And when don't none of it work, she like, all right, I'm gonna have to use a gun because it's not working, right? Because what women will do is, what's the first thing they say when they feel like you not listening or what are they doing is not working? They say what? Oh, you just don't care. Now, obviously, you care.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm still here.
I'm still sitting here. If I didn't care, I wouldn't even be sitting
I'm here.
Right? So, she used all of this. I'm scarred the fuck up at this point. If I pull out this shotgun, though, and I aim back, if I say one thing back, it's a shotgun to her. It ain't like me just giving her one toothpick back. It's, and I could do this at any time because you done fucked me up all this time. You done shot me, you done stabbed me, you done poked me. You done provoked me to the point where, you know what, fuck it. I'm about to get you back. And that's all it takes from us. We shoot with a shotgun. They do toothpicks and little pins, little knives, maybe even a sword, maybe even a gun, little deuce.
Yeah.
But you know, now some girls will say, all right, fuck it. None of this is working. I'm pulling out the shotgun. Nigga, you piss on your own balls, nigga. your little dick motherfucker.
Shit.
Your man fuck harder than you. That's a shotgun to the chest. Now you trying to get me to react. Now I gotta react. Cause if I don't react, I'm a bitch.
But if you don't react, you know what you is? As good as your grandfathers. And that's what we trying to be like.
See?
You feel me?
See what I'm saying?
They ain't say too much.
They ain't say nothing. You can bitch all you want. Give me all of it. And grandfather be like,
I'm going out here on this motherfucking porch and I'm a rocker.
I'm a rock.
And when I come in here,
Best that fucking food gonna be on the table. She done tried to blow your head
off.
off.
Fire ass, and I hit her on that behind.
Smack her on her ass.
She gonna know she in
She
trouble.
gonna know.
See, so
She in
y'all
trouble.
gave the solution. So y'all gave, both of y'all gave some solution.
Yeah.
But now, but that's for the old school time.
No, it's for right now.
No, we have
No. You just said something great.
Yeah.
We need to incorporate it for us. because our generation is not going to make it if it continues like this. Think about it in a couple years, the next couple years, where we're headed at right now. Let's just take a step back and look at where we're headed at right now. Right now, where we're headed at, we live in a world where niggas don't even got game to go talk to women.
Yeah, these kids don't even holler.
No game.
So let's
no game.
So let's keep that G.
No mouthpieces.
Let's keep that G.
Niggas
And it's getting worse now because the youngins don't know how to talk
They be like
to the girls.
Yeah, they put out this
that's
thing.
it. That's the game.
That's it.
But see, look, to that point.
But they get played for that too.
See,
But
that's what I'm about to say. The women gotta, for real, it start with the women.
But before we go,
What starts with the women?
What
What
go ahead, go ahead, March.
when you say what's gonna stop us with the battle of the sexist joke, I did think this year, I said, man, all them youngins that I was mad at, or even the past baby mama exes and all them, I forget y'all.
Start with forgiveness.
See, because forgiveness ain't for
It's
me
us.
to be good.
It's us.
Sometimes they need to be forgiven because they might really think they ain't shit because that's what you said they was.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I apologize for them days that I was a bad person.
Yeah, I fucked up.
See, because I was going through shit in my 20s and stuff. Y'all don't know I was drinking. I was packing Percocets. I was cussing pigs out. I was throwing cigarettes and all types of stuff. I just did. So I had to apologize for the mean person I was to you.
Yeah.
And all the bad name calling and all that. Y'all was not that all the time. I was a mean man.
That's facts.
So
That's facts.
I had to do that with my own child mother this year. And it when the first time I did it, she ain't process it right.
Yeah.
She processed it as like, I'm gonna just be on my guard with him. Verbal abuser, number one, just said he forgives me and he wants to be forgiven and apologies and all that. But that was for me to just let you know.
Yeah.
I have moved on in happiness.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at you because you helped me get there too.
To your point though.
I forgive you.
To your point though.
Forgive me
That's
though.
important,
Forgive me too.
I think all of us could
important.
agree. I think all of us could agree in this room right now. When we've had breakups with people, when you look back, the women are not necessarily as mad at us as we think.
Mm-hmm.
Every girl I've ever had a falling out with, we've broken up with, we're actually still cool to this day.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
I don't mean cool like, yo, what's up, homie? How you been? I miss you. I can't wait to see. I'm talking about.
Don't hate your effing guts.
It ain't. It's cordial.
Don't hate you.
Yeah, it's cordial. It's cordial.
You were the
You know
worst
what I'm
man they ever dated.
Yo,
You were
one of my
the reason why life got
one of my
cracked.
exes,
Ain't none
one of my first
Yeah.
exes, she was so mad at me for years. I had to tell her. I said, look, young, you need to forgive. Listen, I said, yo, forgive me for when I was 15.
Mm.
I was 15. I didn't know who I was at 15. I'm 30-something years old now. I'm nothing like I was when I was 15 compared to 30.
Think of the music.
And I
you
said,
listening to.
yo, you gotta. I said, when are you gonna take a step
Trying to
back?
be that rapper.
Yeah, like yo, I told her, I said, yo, when are you gonna take a step back
Carrying them, dog.
and realize that I'm not that person no more? You know what I'm saying? Like, when are you gonna take a step back and say, you know what? Steve is much different than he was when he was 15. You really hold it against me? Like, I didn't even know who I was at 15.
This stuff really scars these girls, man.
They hold grudges long.
But I had to apologize.
Hold on to
Called
shit
me
like
a
that.
broke
long.
bitch. I was drunk. I called you a broke bitch. Bitch, you gave me a lot of money all them times. You really think you're a broke bitch? You make more money than me now, and you still walking around? Yeah.
So,
but you called me a broke bitch.
but we gotta
hold on to it.
But we gotta come up with a solution, bro. Like, we gotta
something
have.
hurt.
There's something that has to be. Both sides gotta want something.
Yeah.
Men want
Happiness.
peace. Okay,
Yeah,
we want peace. I know for a damn
Now,
sure we want peace.
guys always want peace.
So
That's why we are looking for a good
so
wife.
what's
and
the
stuff.
other
You know,
thing
we're ready to get
that
married
women
in a
want
minute.
that we just not missing? So I got my beautiful niece in the background who is being graciously nice with just being patient with us men right now.
Yeah.
If she could chime in, what's that thing that we are missing that women might want that we may not be paying attention to?
What you think?
The first word that comes to my head is like vulnerability.
Women are able. They feel you feel like women are able to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like women desire, or they. I think women need reassurance that
Very true.
the man is completely in it. In this, like, I know my generation, it's so many options. Like, we have our phones. Like, we have options.
Yeah, y'all can get men from anywhere.
We get on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and there's people everywhere. Like, we have access to everything. So it's like, you want to be in a committed relationship, but you have anxiety that the person is only focused on you. So you need reassurance. And sometimes I feel like that comes off to men as you're needy. But really what it is that a lot of people, regardless of your upbringing, you have trauma from just watching your parents go through it or your grandparents go through it. So you don't really know what love is. You just have this like jaded view of what a relationship is supposed to look like. So you go out into the world and you try to recreate the same stuff from your childhood, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for you because that's not really what love is. I feel like people date for the wrong reasons. Like, people are going out into the world for the wrong reasons. And it's like, we're missing vulnerability. We're missing connection. We're missing love. Like, we're missing that.
Facts.
Because I feel like a lot of people, if their foundation was love, they wouldn't be at war with each other. They would know that it's the man and the woman, or the woman, the man and the man against the problem. It's not me against you. We're having a problem. We're not working together as a team to get over this problem.
Yeah.
You're wrong, I'm right. I'm right, you're wrong. Instead of, okay, this is outside of us. Let's figure it out so that the next time this happens, we take a different route so we don't have this big drawn out argument where we hate each other and, you know, we're saying stuff that we're going to regret tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, vulnerability, I feel like men, sometimes, I think black men in general are just not given a safe space to be vulnerable. So that's understandable. But I think that there's sometimes no excuse when it comes to women. Like, you guys have to try hard to just address the fact that, yes, women are wrong, but sometimes you guys are wrong. And sometimes I think it's hard for you to admit it, maybe because your pride is like, you think your intentions were in a good place, but really you fucked up. And you don't want to admit it because you feel like, I'm the man, like I'm supposed to be able to say this is how things go. But at the end of the day, it's like, how can you want a woman to submit to you and do everything you say if she doesn't feel safe in her body to even be around you? She feels like she has to be on alert because she don't know what you're doing when you outside. You're not coming home making her feel safe. You're making her feel stressed out, or you're making her feel like she has to question you. You're not being vulnerable with her, even if it's about the simplest thing that happened, like you saw something on your way home. Like, be more open and honest with your partner so that when issues come up, you trust that it's going to be me and you against the problem, not me and you against each other.
Very well said. That was very well said.
That's my niece, though.
That was awesome.
That's my niece, though.
That's so very
That shit was deep.
Insightful. Very,
Deep.
very well said.
It was honest, too.
well said.
Like,
though.
And I agree.
Well,
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Good.
Because
Good
I
woman's
know
point of view.
I'm very. I mean, we spoke about this before. I'm very insensitive in certain aspects, bro. I've been told this by women, like, nigga, you don't feel nothing. I'm like,
it's hard to us for us to be vulnerable,
I
dog.
do, but you know, like I can feel for you.
Yeah, I
but,
feel bad for you.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Certain shit,
Yeah,
but
son,
especially in the
out.
vulnerability part on my behalf, with like, oh, I want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't finna talk about that.
And I think that's the
You know what I'm
key.
saying?
That's the key that they trap.
They
They sometimes try to trap us with. They try to lure us into Be vulnerable.
Yeah, be vulnerable with me.
Sometimes
Because some
and-
women,
and-
some
and-
women throw that
some
shit
throw that
right
shit
in
right in
your
your
face.
face.
But if the
see,
right
you guys are moving through your trauma.
Yeah.
When you approach a new situation,
Mhm.
you can't bring the baggage and the trauma into the new situation because you don't build a foundation of love.
But
You're
see-
building a foundation is like, okay, I gotta have my guard up. I don't know if I tell you that this happened to me when I was
I'm just
young.
gonna pick.
Are you gonna throw it in my face? Maybe they will.
True.
That's the point of love. You can't
We
go
can.
into
That's
love and
true. That
relationship.
is a part of
You
love.
can't be afraid that they're gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
People you love are gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. You can't
Damn.
go into it like, I don't want to tell you everything about me because you might throw it in my face. Okay, let them throw it in your face. You already went through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
At the end of the day,
That's true.
you
Yeah.
still experience love.
Like you said,
Yeah.
be vulnerable, huh?
That's one of the things I walked away with.
That is in the Bible
Gotta
too.
be
Yeah.
vulnerable.
Love doesn't keep account of injury.
Love doesn't keep score.
Yeah, don't keep no score.
Love doesn't keep
Yeah.
score. Love
Yeah.
keeps
Keep no
not.
kind of injury.
It vaunts itself not. It's not puffed
Yeah.
up.
That's tough.
You know. It's but
That's that human stuff. And
See,
stuff,
she
you
got-
know.
she
human,
got it,
human being always remember who hurt him.
we don't
True,
forget.
you know,
We don't forget.
This
it's
one
good
did
not
that.
to
You
forget.
did that. You did that. She did
But
that.
it's
You
like,
did that.
should
People
so
be
say
hard.
you've been in a really bad relationship and it really traumatized you, but you about to meet God is about to put the love of your life on your path. You about to bring all of that trauma onto this woman and traumatize her.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that you leaving that trauma where
My
it's
messed up
at.
part is I can't even think of like no girl that hurt me. Like I ain't been hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I can.
So it's like I be in a position where they, you get asked that question like, well, who hurts you? I'm like, nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have I hurt some women? Yeah, for sure. But have I been hurt? Nah. Like when I start thinking about it, especially when you get to our age, when you start analyzing, like, all right, where could I have gone left when I should have went right, or where I should have went right, or maybe I shouldn't have said this, or maybe I shouldn't have did that. And now one of the key parts you said, I agree with everything you said, but that reassurance part, that was the part where, as a young man, it ties into what you were saying. If you 23, you don't got it all together.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't supposed to.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got it all together. But a girl needs that reassurance. Even if you don't have it all together, if you communicate with her, like March said, and you give her the reassurance, and you are vulnerable, and you say, look, baby, I ain't got it all together right now. But with me and you together, I'm with you. I'm locked in. I might gotta go work at McDonald's. I might gotta go work at the grocery store. I might gotta have these 3-4 jobs right now. But you hold me down, I'ma hold you down. That's communicating. That's being vulnerable. But that's also giving her the reassurance that, okay, he's still locked in with me. As opposed to a nigga saying, man, I ain't finna tell you all that because I don't know how you gonna look at me if I say I gotta go work at McDonald's.
We alright, young. I said we alright, young. Shit.
Right. So that doesn't give her no reassurance.
Yeah.
You're not being vulnerable with her.
Yeah,
so
make it
now
work,
she feel like, I don't know what you really doing out there.
Or honest.
So you're not being honest. Now you're not communicating. And now
No
you can't
humbleness.
And
no, and now you're not being humble.
And one of her feet out the door.
And now you can't be surprised if one of her feet is out the door.
They don't like to be not secure. They need security. That's what
Right.
them as
So-
you get older. Need security, man.
Excellent points. So I think the several points she said, several points that March said, several points you said, all of our points right here. And this coming from,
Bad.
That's
real.
We all are from similar backgrounds, but we all in different experiences, different
loves.
points of the spectrum, right? I ain't had no serious relationships. You had serious relationships. I got 2 children by 2 different mothers. You got a child by a different mother. You in a serious relationship. You just a young woman. You know what I mean? So not just that, your own experiences. So we all getting it from a different angle. But all of the points that we've made, I think,
Are valid.
and they could, if let's say if someone watches this, right? When someone watches this and they say, I'm gonna take everything all of them said and apply this to myself. And then a woman does the same thing, a young lady do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We done just helped
we
somebody split this war up.
Yeah.
Right?
And at least attack.
We done just gave them key
Attack
pieces,
things.
Yeah.
We
And
just gave them key
yeah,
pieces to
any
key
type of
pieces
thing they
to-
can use.
Being humility really helps us. I think women already got that humble thing, and most of them, some don't, but they're gonna be a little
I think
harder.
they get it. I think
They're
get
gonna
it
be
with
too
time.
hard for me to be my girl if she ain't
Yeah.
got no humbleness.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk about it because I ain't gonna deal with that one. But us getting more humility
Yeah.
helps us be able to, you know what I'm saying, deal with all the things that we don't know we might need her help with. Like, you know, we don't got it all figured out, bruh.
We don't.
And sometimes God sends that girl or that woman in your life right time to help take pain away, help teach you something, help you maybe even get back closer to him, because you might have been going that way, and he might send a person that kind of
Bring
like
you
did me to be like,
Bring you
hey,
back.
you know, I'm in church and
Bring
you
you back.
pastor son, but you over here doing this and you over here doing that, you know what I'm saying? Damn it. I'm down there running damn. I'm doing too much.
You
Well, I got to
shit.
tell y'all
I know you was doing some shit.
but I was doing a little too much when she came on.
Big
Like,
Mice is doing some shit.
and that was when my child, my foot, had just recently took the kid, and that was a tough breakup. So I said, yeah, that was the one time. I said, well, shit, I know pain, I know hurt, I know all that, but I was one of the people that talked about it, see.
Yeah.
So me and Resmo, you know what I'm saying? If I ain't had you to talk to, y'all to talk to, Razzie dad talk to,
Yeah.
Razzie got 2 babies by 2 different women. We living together at this time trying to figure shit out. We about to buy a townhouse and just go ahead and just split it and just have our kids at the townhouse.
Yeah.
Want some like best friends got a townhouse together because we were supposed to have wives and this shit ain't work out.
Right.
But our kids need a townhouse. Marcy needs somewhere to stay. Resmo needs somewhere to stay. Then our baby mothers come around that joint. They looked up in there. They said, "Oh, these niggas doing too good without us, man. We want our family back for a minute."
Yeah.
And I understand that because that's what a woman's supposed to do. They supposed to want their goddamn family.
Facts.
That's what a real woman wants. Oh, I don't want these hoes to have you. And that's what a nigga should say too. I don't want these niggas to have you, and that's why you get married.
Yeah. I wasn't like
At
that.
the end of the day-
with my children's mothers.
At the end of the day, if you don't get married, then you don't waste no girl's time. And I don't do that neither. I don't waste no girl's time.
I'm taking my
If
time.
I'm not marrying you,
Yeah.
I'm not holding you back
Yeah.
from getting married.
Yeah.
So
But
I
that's
let
one
you
of the
go.
that's one of the
That's a
lessons.
key. That's
That's
a
real
key
man
part,
shit.
bro. That's a key point.
Because
where-
somebody gonna love her.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna love me.
Yeah.
And I might not needed nobody love at that time. I was mean.
Yeah.
I needed to get fixed.
Yeah, that's key, man. That's key. But that comes with honesty, right? That comes with being
I need to
that's being humble enough to say, listen, I've done that before. That come from honestly that came from my grandfather, right? I told you about how my grandfather was living. You know what I mean? It's like the best way to make sure you don't be stressed out is just be honest, right?
And you should tell the truth.
Just tell the truth. It'll be easy on you.
Do you
She
want
might
me?
be hurt about
Mhm.
it. It ain't no way around a woman's hurt feelings. Her feelings gonna be hurt. Somebody say something about her.
I like you.
Anyway, she gonna be hurt. Her feelings gonna be hurt.
Tell the
But
truth.
what's painful is if you lie to her and then she find out the truth later on.
Mhm.
That's painful, right?
Very.
So I'd rather
disappoint you.
I'd rather disappoint you than give you some. You know, that's what causes trauma. When you lie to her and then she find out later on, you know.
Trauma and anxiety.
And that make it worse.
Anxiety.
But I'd rather just
like
tell
that.
you right up front, listen, this ain't gonna go nowhere for real. I'm not on that right now. That's not the type of time I'm in. You know what I mean?
Sometimes they want this and that.
Just go ahead, you know, enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? Like we can enjoy each other, but you gonna
I'm
find
not ready for this
you know what I
and
mean?
that.
You gonna find a man, I'm not the married, I'm not finna do that. I'm not him.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm not him. If you want to go on and find him, you need my help, like, and my advice, I got you. But outside of that, I'm not him. Now what happens is, for some reason, you be honest with a woman like that, and because these niggas lie so much, they find like that's something special because you just finally was just somebody was just honest with them.
Right, too.
And they take that as, well, you gotta be something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you the only one that told me the truth.
He cares for me.
And I do. It ain't like I don't.
I'm just honest.
I'm just honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Some dudes want what they want so bad, they'll lie.
Facts.
And prolong that joke.
And hold on to it forever.
Let's go wasting somebody's time.
Yeah, it is. It's wasting
because I
somebody's
don't
time.
like nobody do it to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather
just
tell you the truth. We don't never be in a relationship than
Yeah.
be in a relationship, gotta lie. Just keep it
Right. That's worse. Babies.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to the meat and potatoes of what we was looking for that dynamic. We was able to reach this now.
Yeah.
You know, so for the people that's paying attention and watching, you know what I'm saying, our episode 4 dialogue, let us know what you think. Do you think it's a way possible for us to end this war, and what will it take for us to end it? Y'all agree with any of the points that we made? Let us know what you think about the points that we made. And make some comments for real. This is a real conversation, so I actually want to see some comments in the section below for real, because I know y'all feel how we feel out there, ladies and men included. Y'all gotta feel how we feel. Y'all gotta understand that this shit been going on for way too long, and at some point we gotta listen to one another. So let's put the guns down, spiritually and naturally. Let's put the guns down. Let's hear each other. Man, episode 4, the hate comes with the plate. Stephen A. with Dane Biggz, Money Making March, Big March,
AKA March Madness.
March Madness, and then we got Queen Bree in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Breezy.
You know what I'm saying? In the cut, rolling doobies up. You know what I'm saying? So, man, episode 4, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching, and we out this bitch.